What is up, my Atomic Auto Works friends? Today on Atomic Cycle Works, we're gonna make this seat from this seat. So let's get going. So first things first, we have to remove the staple. I'm just gonna kind of run through this seat. We're gonna do the whole thing, and I'm not gonna go over too much detail with it. If you wanna see more in-depth processes and procedures of making a motorcycle seat, make sure to follow us, like, share, subscribe, please, and you will see like step-by-step how to do it. We're actually gonna do a series starting next week, making a motorcycle seat from scratch. Seat pan, all the brackets, all the hardware, you know, foaming it, wrapping it, designing it, all that stuff. So it'll be a good video. Right now, we're just gonna take all the staples out. You know what, as I'm taking the seat apart, I wanted to show you something because this has been happening a lot. All these Harley seats, which actually this is not a Harley seat, but they're doing the same thing where if you look at it, look at how crummy the foam is. They're not cutting their foam. So the edge of this seat is all choppy and bumpy. And I'm gonna show you how we fix that. But I just wanted to share it because it's happening a lot. All right, staples are out. If you want to learn how to take staples out, watch some of our other videos, which we do. And actually, what's funny is as I'm pulling this cover, you could actually see. So when you put the other foam on, we use foam to cover up any possible edge issues. I mean, we would never have an edge like this to start with. They put this foam on here, and it's supposed to go over here. Here it does. So when we looked at the seat, there was that bumps not there. There were no bumps there. Now here, it's like it's not even touching. So that's why you're seeing all this stuff. This should have been trimmed. Most seat shops would trim that before they do that. As I'm taking this apart, I did see that it is a hammock seat. And me and hammock seats don't get along because I tell you what, I feel it's one of the worst, most horrible designs for a motorcycle seat. I think they're uncomfortable. I think the whole premise of them is stupid. I think the guy who designed it probably should be beat into submission because it's just such a dumb thing. And now for some company to actually copy the seat and rip it off and make one of these things as a knockoff, first off, it was a Harley thing. You're stealing that, and you're too stupid to realize you're stealing something that's dumb and doesn't work. So let's peel off this foam because we're gonna get rid of this stuff. Everything about this seat is weird. I'm like, look at that. The seat's like cracked. They cracked it and glued it together. It's like the foam almost feels more styrofoamy than real foam. Very weird. I'm hoping this is, well, it's definitely not a Harley seat because Harley seats are stamped. This is just somebody ripping off a Harley seat. Harley, you might want to find these people and sue them because they're stealing your horrible hammock style seat. Here's the hammock style. So this one here, usually a Harley hammock style will have a hammock up here and a hammock up here. The reason I think they're horrible, the ones in the back are usually really bad because it's a piece of plastic. You have a piece of plastic that goes over it, and I get it. You don't want any of these sharp edges to come through the foam. My philosophy is just get rid of them. You don't need them there. By putting that plastic, what happens is now you're taking an area where you might have this much foam, and now you only have this much foam. Same thing here. So now you have this hammock here where this sits on it. This is a cloth hammock. Just by pushing, it's already bottomed out. This thing is pretty much the most useless thing I've seen. So we're just gonna get rid of this thing and throw it in the garbage. This is where the hammock belongs. La garbage. See ya. So now this one here, we're probably gonna be doing a little more work than we wanted to because this foam is horrible. I know he wanted it because he likes this style seat because it's more comfortable, but he wants us to cut this one down to make it actually look like this seat. So if you look at here, you can see the big differences in the back of the seat. This is an actual Harley seat. And I don't know, you can tell the foam, most Harley seats, the foam's like this. This is softer. Man, it's really weird. I wonder if you could even hear it. Not good, horrible. So we're gonna make this seat look like this seat in the back, and then he said to make it flow. So we're gonna try to get rid of this bulk here and have it flow in and look good. And then we're gonna do black imitation leather material with burnt orange thread on it. He said no diamonds. He doesn't want diamonds, and I get it. We do a lot of diamonds. One thing I find, I hear a lot of upholstery shops making fun of diamonds, and you know, it's part of the business. When you're doing diamonds, you make a lot of them and people like them. So you can't be telling people not to do it and that it's stupid because people like it. We're here to do what you want, and if you like diamonds, tell the seat shop, make me a diamond seat. He does not want diamonds, so we're gonna do something different. I actually like the diamonds. Everybody else is knocking them. Do you know why I like them? Because you know what you have to do. If someone likes diamonds, you put diamonds in the seat. This one here, they're like, just do something different, but make it better. Now you're like, what do you do? You're gonna see it. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do here is, where that stupid hammock was, we're gonna put some nice foam there because this does not have the same shape as the bottom of the seat. And if we glue it and force it down, there's a possibility that the glue could release and it could pop up. We don't want that. So let's do this. All right, so now we have foam here because what's better than a hammock? Foam. You want a hammock? Go in your backyard. Now we're gonna put this glued to this original foam, and I glue it on here because we're gonna be doing a lot of cutting and trimming, and we don't want the foam to be fighting us, falling off the seat pan. Make sure it sticks. Nice, nice, nice. All right, I had to go and add foam on the bottom of this pan because their foam doesn't even match the profile of the seat. And when you push it down to glue it, it sticks and wants to pop up. So we put foam down there. And I just want to show you. So you want to see a shitty seat. This is a shitty seat. Look at the difference from left to right. The shapes don't even match on this thing. This is just ridiculous. It kind of flares up here like a pig snout. So I put a center line in here so we could get it. And what's weird is this foam is so hard. It's cracked everywhere. Look at all these cracks. Foam doesn't usually crack like that. This here, I had to move it and it just shreds. So we're going to cut most of this off and put a better grade foam on top of it for them. But we have to make this seat look like that seat in the back. So what I did is I put our center line in there and we're going to make some marks, and I got to put the center line in this one. You can see this seat here, I'm taking this profile, we're transferring to this one, and you can see we're cutting a lot of meat off the back of this seat. This seat actually has a big flap here. We're going to have to cut that off because this seat does not, and he wants it to look like that. We just want to make sure that this width is the same before we do that, to make sure it is the same. And this one here, about 6 1/4, 6 1/4, 7 1/2, 9. So this one is even wider here, but we're going to just cut this right down. Normally I don't grind these seats till I get the foam a lot closer, but because it's so messed up, I just want to go through and clean it up, and then we're going to add some foam all the way around it. This seat actually is pushed back about 1 1/4 farther than the factory seat, so it's going to be really difficult to make this back look exactly like that. So what we did is we just eliminated that first inch, and we're going to sculpt it right down to the back half so it looks like that, as close as we could get it. Got this ground down a lot. Now I'm going to come back. I'm going to snap the center line again, index it, and then we're going to add some foam to it to kind of give him the shape he wants. It's definitely going to be different than this, but we're starting to get in the right direction. There's huge optical illusion because the seat's 1 1/4 farther back than this seat. All right, so we got the back the best that we're going to get it because the seat pan is different. We did narrow it, and the base of the seat is the same as the other seat, but because of the distance being shorter, it's a little bit shorter. So I'm just going to put a slit in here for the backrest, and we're going to go make a pattern for it. I taped this whole side off to kind of give me a blank canvas of what we want it to look like, and we'll use this to make our pattern. I am drawing a blank up on here. Everybody says they hate diamonds and they hate flames. I love diamonds and flames because you know what to do. They tell you they like them, you put them on and go. When people say just do whatever, now you're like, what do you do? I like to make things simple and clean. Some people like things really wild. I was thinking about doing something here to kind of like give it a little more dimension. I don't know if I want to go that crazy. I'll make the seat too much, but I think we're going to try it. I think what we're going to do is we're going to do a black imitation leather throughout the whole seat. He doesn't want any mixed matched materials like suedes or any of that stuff, so it's going to be all imitation leather. I think we'll do black stitching this way, and then we're going to do a couple of French seams or something down the middle, and we'll do some burnt orange top stitching on there. Let's try it out and see. I'm going to kind of put a piece together and then set it on there and see if I like it first, and then if we do, we'll move to the next step. I went and did some not sample, but I sewed some things together. Before I put it together, I like to look at it and kind of see if it's gonna be too much or too little. I went black thread, like I said, on black imitation leather. We're just gonna do a triple stitch down the center of this. And I figured this, I was worried about this being possibly too busy, but I think it'll be fine. So we're gonna kind of go ahead and run with this. Now I'm gonna go through and put the tangerine or burnt orange top stitch around the sides here to kind of bring a little bit more color into it so it's not too bland. And then I am worried about how this is gonna come together here just because it's a little weird how they go together, but it should be good. Cover is all sewn up. I'm gonna bring it down and put the cover on it. Hey, so hopefully this fits. It's funny, I started off this video thinking we're gonna make a really good video, a descriptive video, but then we get so busy that the video is gonna kind of probably stink a little bit. We have a lot of seats to get through. Okay, now we're going to clean it up and see what it looks like. I think it's enough, but not too much.